Here we are at the high tunnel on July 4th, 2009, and give you a quick little tour. We're going the side here. We roll up the sides of the high tunnel because it can get really hot in here unless you do. Even then, the temperatures are still pretty hot with the high tunnel up. It can get well up into about 100 degrees Fahrenheit or so. I've got 5 rows of grapes in here, all Vinifera. This first row is Cabernet Sauvignon. I've been having a little bit of trouble with the Cabernet Sauvignon. I need a little bit of training. I just got back here. I've had some issues with crown gall on these. And a little trouble with the hardiness. You can see a vine down here. This cordon didn't have any live buds, so that'll need to be retrained. We do have some grape setting on these yet, though. Here's a vine. You can see the grape sets in there. On some of these, you can see a nice grape set. They're in bloom right now. And the Cabernet Sauvignon vines are probably having the hardest time. On the other hand, the Cabernet Franc, I've got 2 rows of that, this row and then 2 more over, and Merlot between them. And I've got a very good fruit set. In fact, I'll probably have to thin some of the grapes to 1 or 2 clusters per shoot, because in many cases I've got 2 or 3 clusters on some of these vines. So here's the Merlot, doing well. See the grapes on these. Since there's very little wind, because there's very little airflow in here, I have to keep an eye on powdery mildew incident in here because of that. Powdery mildew is much more prevalent in humidity. You don't need water on the leaves or the leaves to be wet. You just need high humidity. And there's a little robin in here, I see. See if I can zoom in on him. Should be able to find his way out of here. I've got 75 total vines in the high tunnel. And I should be able to produce anywhere from 10 to maybe 20 pounds of grapes per vine. They're 6 by 6 foot spacing, which may be too tight. I'm not sure. Again, this is an experiment, so we'll see. This last row over here is Chardonnay. Again, I have a decent fruit set on there. Things are a little behind. I would have hoped that the grapes would have been a little bit bigger by this point, but we'll see how things go. My brother threw in a tomato here in one spot. They're not the most compatible, but the Chardonnay seem to be doing quite well too. Chardonnay is a little bit hardier of a vine. The Chardonnay and Cabernet Franc lend themselves well to the high tunnel because they are much hardier than Merlot or Cabernet Sauvignon, so the winter temperatures with the protection of the high tunnel is more than sufficient. So that's Cabernet Franc right there, and here's Chardonnay. But we'll see how things go. So there's the Chardonnay, Cabernet Franc. Now these Cabernet Franc are in 2 different rootstocks. I think one's the it's a 3901, and I don't remember what the other one is. It's Merlot. Here's the other Cabernet Franc and the Cabernet Sauvignon. As you can see, this is an experiment. I'm learning a lot about the disease issues, about the management of the aisles. I think it's been a so far a successful experiment, at least in the sense that I've learned a lot. And if I decide to do another high tunnel, I'm definitely going to do a few things differently based on what I've learned. But that's a quick little tour of the high tunnel.